Hello everyone, this is Bohemian Tech and I'm the Bohemian. If this is your first time here, we're going to be talking about technology and electronics. If you've already seen our first video about unboxing the new 2019 Roku Ultra, welcome back. This is a follow-up video with my experiences after a few weeks of heavy usage. If you like what we're doing here and want to see more videos on this sort of stuff, hit those like and subscribe buttons and hit that notify bell. It lets YouTube know that you like what we do here, and maybe we'll show up in that recommended line when you open this app on your Roku. It would be greatly appreciated. Now, on to the heart of the matter. One nice feature of the Roku Ultra that cheaper models don't have is the auto-adjust refresh rate, which automatically changes the frame rate being output by the Roku to match the frame rate of the program you're watching, which means shows filmed at 24 frames per second go to your TV at 24 frames per second instead of getting converted to a TV's default 60 frames per second. This is nice for high-end TVs that can accept various frame rates and gives you a better picture. Now we're going to go to Amazon Prime Video to check this out on Bosch. Note I'm going to hit the mute button to avoid any copyright problems. Unlike when I first set this thing up, the Roku Ultra seems to know my internet connection now, and instead of starting in crummy SD and ramping up to 4K, now shows start in 4K looking good in the first place. And a quick press of the TV info button shows we're watching this in the original frame rate of 24 frames per second. Now we're going to take a quick look at Jack Ryan, a fantastic show with fantastic video. I'm not hitting the mute button immediately because I want to bring up my receiver's options in screen and digital info. This show was recorded in Dolby Atmos, and if you have a Dolby Atmos surround setup, the Roku Ultra delivers Atmos in all of its glory. Crank the volume up, and you'll be ducking for cover when bullets fly and shaking right along with things when they blow up. Also in the correct 24 frames per second. Even piddly free apps like the CW can start up looking good and can play in the correct 24 frames per second. There's one exception to all this 24 frame per second goodness. Netflix seems to play only in 60 frames per second, period. I could have sworn it played in 24 frames per second on my previous 2017 Roku Ultra, but people on Reddit say 60 frames per second is all Netflix has ever done, so apparently I was mistaken. By the way, the new Roku Ultra adding a mute button to the remote is pretty cool. The mute button was really the only reason I still kept the TV remote next to the Roku remote on the coffee table, but now I don't need it anymore. One tiny problem though, sometimes the Roku's mute button is a bit too sensitive. Mute's okay, but sometimes when I go to unmute it, the program will unmute just for a split second and then mute right back again, as if I had pressed the button twice, but I only pressed it once. Now I'm going to go to YouTube for just a minute here. You may have noticed some voice action on the screen when I started YouTube just now, even though I didn't say anything. That's because the two programmable buttons are set first by a voice command, then holding down either the 1 button or the 2 button. I just pressed the 2 button just now because I have it set to launch YouTube. I'm not going to try to demonstrate it because it only happens once a week or so, but the Roku Ultra does have a problem in that sometimes when I navigate around YouTube, touching nothing but the arrow keys, the screen will go black, YouTube will exit, and Hulu will start up, all by itself, about once a week. Again, I was just hitting the arrow keys, and my thumb was going nowhere near the Hulu button. This not only happens on the new 2019 Roku Ultra, it also happened on my previous 2017 Roku Ultra, so it's not a coincidence. Yet nobody else seems to complain about it on AVS forums, Reddit, or anywhere else. Why me and nobody else? I'm kind of clueless there. But please don't come out of this review with the impression that I don't like the 2019 Roku Ultra. I do like it a lot. Picture and sound quality are great. App selection is great, much better than any smart TV, except of course the Roku TVs. And app support is the best in the business, with apps getting updated for the Roku platform and not just for individual TV brands. You don't have the issue of apps losing support after just a couple of years like on some smart TVs. Yeah, I'm looking at you, LG and Vizio, but I suspect you're not alone. Anyway, the 2019 Roku Ultra gets a solid 4 stars out of 5 on the Blobovision scale. It has a $99 price tag, but I suspect it will be cheaper as Christmas gets closer. If you buy it from Amazon by clicking on the link below, we'll get a tiny commission from the sale, which beats a kick in the head and would be greatly appreciated. And again, if you like this video and want to see more of this sort of thing in the future, please hit the like and subscribe buttons and hit that little notify bell. It lets YouTube know you like what we're doing here. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.